Ladies and gentlemen, Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast. We're back with none other than our special guest, Cece on air. Yes, she was with us last week and we had so much fun that we had to bring her back again this week. Cece, welcome back, player. How you feeling?
What up, dog? I'm just surviving, trying to live my best life.
I'm living my best life.
And trying to live my best life, even though outside is closed. So.
Facts, man. And I'm also here with my main man, France. What up, player?
Hey, man, I'm so excited to be here. I'm even more excited Cece's back another week. I just want to say, please tell your lovers and friends that Cece, Vlad, and France had to do it again.
Oh, my
Please
God.
Tell your lovers and friends that Cece, Vlad, and France had to do it again. Yeah! Yo, do you remember that era, Cece? The crunk
I sure
era?
did. That's when I was beating bitches' asses.
What?
Don't put
that one left.
Lil Jon and the East Side Boys song on.
Yo.
I'm going at the hoes.
Oh, man. Screw battle rap for right now. What is the worst beatdown you ever gave somebody?
Worst beatdown I ever gave somebody?
Allegedly, because we don't want them coming back.
Yeah,
you know
allegedly.
What I'm saying? Allegedly.
Don't indict yourself. Don't get yourself fired.
Oh, when I got my nickname One Hitter Quitter.
What?
One hitter quitter.
Yes, up at college because I knocked this girl so hard. She was just.
And what was this
sleeping.
Knockout over?
Okay, long story short, because it is a long story.
Okay,
long story short, it was an apartment party off campus, but we kept on getting noise violations. So then the campus police shut it down. And so my friend got cited for a noise violation. So she was already pissed. So she was telling everybody they had to go. And these 3 girls would not get up off her couch and they wouldn't leave.
White girls, black girls?
It was 2 black girls, 1 Latino girl.
Okay.
So, I'm helping her clean her apartment, and I was just like, you need anything else before I leave? It was me and my best friend, KK. And she was like, these bitches need to go. I don't know why they not listening to me. Like they live here, but these hoes need to go. So, I turned around and was just like, okay, is y'all just going to sit here, or y'all going to leave on your own? It's time for y'all to go. Long story short, we end up getting into a fight, and the little Latino girl thought she had the Latin heat from me, and I slapped her ass real quick.
Oh, man. A punch or a slap?
It was a punch.
This was Cece around here.
I don't pull hair, and I don't scratch bitches. I will punch your ass to death.
I'm going to loop that up.
Yo, what a story.
I'm shaking my head.
Okay, and I got these twisted.
Got them bows. Yo, man. That crunk era was something else, man. Because I remember I had to adapt to it because, as France would like to say, I'm straight out of the 80s, right? So 80s, 90s,
y'all was
early
trying to
2000s.
hate at first, but y'all got in line.
Once you felt that energy and understood it, it was like, all right, I'm not looking for the lyricism anymore. I'm not looking for entendres. I'm not looking for deeper meanings. Is the bass hitting? Is the hook repetitive? Am I enjoying myself? Okay, I could throw the rest of this out the window and I could start enjoying this. But before that, it was hell for me, man. Coming from New York and the home of lyricists and rapping and skill, and then you're like, yo, these guys ain't even trying. What is
they
going
sure
on?
Wasn't. They sure wasn't.
And I was like, yo, from I want to say the middle of 03, 04, all the way up for those next few years, it was just I'm not even listening to rap no more. I had to take a break. It was this is crazy right here. The Soulja Boy
But
era.
he had Jadakiss on that one song, though, and that shit
Jadakiss is a feature whore. He's a whore. You got that
Jada,
money?
What was that song?
He had him on a couple of joints, man.
Yeah, and then he had Ice Cube, so he tried. He tried. Lil Jon tried.
He had Nas on the record. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I listened to the entire. I liked the album. I'm not gonna lie to you. After a while, I had to submit to the will of the white man and the record company owner that said, "You gonna like this shit?" And I'm like, you know what? I can't fight it no more. Isaac can't fight it no more, man. I'm a nuck until I'm buck, man. I can't fight it no more. I was done. I was
I
like,
loved it.
nah, it was great. Once you got into it though, and you're like, okay, wait a minute. I can enjoy comedies. I can enjoy horror films. I can enjoy dramas. I can enjoy thrillers. I can enjoy documentaries. Why can't I compartmentalize my rap? Once I
Thank you.
once I did that, it was like the world opened up to me and I was like, "Oh, okay. This is great. Now I can enjoy
Now
this
throw
without
your hood up.
yeah, throw your I was like, I don't have to feel ashamed that I like the Yin Yang Twins now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to feel bad, man. But it's like, I feel for people who can't adjust and just say, you know what? It's a vibe. I'm going to like this vibe for what it is, but it's not the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Word. What was the best time in music for you guys?
We're talking all genres. We're talking just hip hop, or
We'll stick with hip hop.
uh, really just
I was
2001 to like
I was
2000 and
gonna
like
say, yeah, early 2000s for me because I was a little kid during the 90s,
Yeah,
era,
yeah.
golden age. You know, Pac and Biggie. Like, I'm mixed. So my mama was white,
Uh-huh.
and my dad is a old school black man who don't like the N word. So I was not allowed to listen
I'll
to
rock
none
with
of
him with
that
that.
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was not allowed to listen to none of that shit. I
Yeah.
had to sneak over my friends' houses to listen to that type of shit.
Sneaking and geeking.
Okay, but I was not. I was forbidden to
Mm.
bring that in their house.
Mm-hmm.
So like growing up, I listened to more R&B.
Mm.
But as far as hip hop, I would say like the early 2000s, and like my first like real rapper that I really fell in love with was like Jeezy, like Trap or Die. When he
Yeah.
dropped Trap or Die,
oh man, I tell you what,
oh,
I
I
got
thought I
sent
was
home from
out here in these
school
streets selling
very
cheese.
proud with my
You
Trapper
couldn't
Die
tell me
shirt.
shit.
Last time I heard I was the man on these streets. Call me rest. Yo, I thought, real talk,
You can't ban the snowman.
I thought he was so whack when I first heard him, right? I
What?
was like, I don't understand what is going on right now. Like, why do people like this guy? Like, he is a simpleton. Like, what is going on right now? Like, I didn't get it. And
Cheers.
and then the DVD came out, right? Yo, when the DVD came out, I said, let me watch this bullshit, right? And then he's in the radio, he's in the studio, he's like, what was that right where he was like, what? I forgot what the lyrics was, but he was in the studio, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, I understood where he was coming from because the whole picture came together, and then it was so simple that it was beautiful after a while. But I can't lie. When I first heard the Snowman, I said, nah, man. I said, it's some bullshit, man. I'm like,
We
I'm
was
not
eating a
listening to
lot
it.
of
I remember how I first heard of Jeezy. Well, the first time I really heard of him was because you know me, like growing up, I love like lyrical warfare and
Yeah,
rap, so I
Big
love
L,
diss
all that.
records.
Yeah.
I love diss records. So like when Jeezy and Gucci were like going at it
Oh,
because of like
man.
Icy and all that,
Stay
like
strapped, stay strapped, stay strapped.
2005, I was like, oh no, Gucci, oh shit, they're going at it. Two guys from the South battling.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, let's get
man.
it.
Word. Nah, but once I saw that DVD, I said, oh, okay, this all makes sense now.
and
All
he
right.
DMF. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
He riding
I,
with me.
I was like, okay,
Oh.
this makes sense. I get it now. I get it. And then, after a while, I'm like, yo, okay, he's stepping it up. Like, he's taking this shit serious. And I was like, I rocked with Jeezy. Ever since then, I was like, cool. But I can't lie. The first time I heard him, I was like, this ain't it, Chief. But they kept pouring that money into it. They was like, you gonna like this.
Oh, you.
I was like, I do.
You gonna like this one way or another.
Word, because I was into T.I. and all that, because T.I. could rap. And I was like,
Oh, I like T.I.
yeah,
I
T.I.
like
was,
T.I. too.
he's one rapping ass fool. But then when Jeezy came out, I said, oh, Lord.
You guys weren't more Ludacris than Ti?
Nah, I was more T.I. than Ludacris. I fuck with Ludacris, but it was more
I
T.I.
feel
for
like
me.
Ludacris. I feel like Ludacris is slept on a lot. He is very lyrical.
Oh yeah, it's
But
The
T.I. for me.
the
I feel
animated guys.
like T.I.'s longevity. Like Ludacris, I already knew Ludacris was gonna be a longevity rapper. He was gonna have his little season, and that was gonna be pretty much it. And I was right.
And Luda stuck around for a while. Luda stuck
Not
around
compared
for
to
a
no
while.
T.I.
But with like the animated rappers like Ludacris and Busta Rhymes, they never get their full credit because they're such visual artists, and you know they're so all over the place. They're not afraid to try different things and go outside the box that people overlook them. Whereas you look at a Jay-Z and go, yeah, that's the streets or whatever. But I'm like, yo, Busta Rhymes can rhyme really well. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
you won't look at
Ludacris
him that way.
albums were dope though. Like
Yeah,
I
like
listened to a whole Ludacris album too.
exactly. But you
It's no
know,
knock to him. I just didn't think he would be around for a long time.
but you know what's crazy though? If you look at hip hop and you look at people's top fives of all time and this and that, if you ain't rapping some kind of street shit or tied to the streets, you ain't gonna make it to the top of that list. It's just recently now you got people like, well, I got J. Cole in my top five, and I've got, you know, he's in my top five. And I'm like, now.
Don't do that about Cole. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to Cole.
But before that, like, yo, if you wasn't rapping about the streets, like, you was not getting no burn on that list. Like, look at Rakim. Rakim looked like the biggest drug dealer on earth. Kool G rapping them, Kane and them, Jay-Z and them, Nas and them. You're not throwing these hyper animated dudes in that list with them. They're like, are you crazy? Get them out of here. But you know, now you got guys like Lil Uzi Vert. He's in my top five of all time.
I was just thinking that. No, these young kids are putting Uzi in the top 10 and 5s.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you're
There's
gonna
no one.
be
There's no one. There's no one there
10
to
years from now,
alleviate
you're
them.
going
There's
to
no
be
one there. There's no one there to teach them.
But there's Kendrick and Cole. There's Kendrick and Cole. Kendrick and Cole's in the top five, you know?
that's the only two guys.
Kendrick now.
Nah, yeah. You went too far.
No.
Kendrick.
See, I'm not. But
Kendrick
here's the thing. They'll only like whenever they want to balance out all those other 10,000 little guys. They only throw Kendrick and Cole at us. I'm like, there's got to be more guys who are rapping really well than just Kendrick and Cole. They can't be the only two.
Meek in the streets, and he can rap.
He can, you know, he can.
And he from the East Coast. Y'all just mad because y'all ain't got no New Yorkers like that. That's why you're mad. That's why you're mad.
I guess
the New Yorkers ain't running shit.
I like Meek's
Y'all
music.
best hope is Benny and what's that group called?
Griselda.
Yes, that's your best hope.
Benny can rap.
Hey, listen, man.
I'm just waiting for them to make that breakout, man.
I'm from the Bronx.
And Pop Smoke was
on his
Pop
way.
Smoke was that dude, man. He was
Pop
about to
Smoke
make that
was on
breakout.
his way, but unfortunately, rest in peace. Unfortunately, some fuck niggas did some shit to him.
He had the commercial appeal. He had the party songs. Like, that's what I'm waiting for from Benny and them. Like, I'm waiting for them to like, yo, dog, I want to go somewhere and hear your music played in public and not in a place where there's like 100 guys standing around. You know what I'm saying? With like one woman in there.
Benny and them is like.
Well, they finally made a song with Drake. So they, you know what I'm saying?
Some commercial appeal because
and make some song with some women. Like, come on, like this is getting a bit redundant, yo. No friends. That's what I'm saying, right?
I mean, Jay-Z's trying to push them. Jay-Z trying to help them.
Jay-Z's like, look, guys, I had to make songs with women and R&B guys too. You guys, y'all gonna have to do this at some point, man. You can't just be.
Yeah, they just gotta get out their comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But
that's all that is. But that's y'all best hope.
That is, as of right now.
That's y'all best hope to take over the Mecca.
It's crazy
because
though, because
right now the South.
Yo, when the South
says it's theirs.
When the South got that shit, they said, look at here, dog.
It's our shit. And we gonna mumble all the way through it.
They go, that motherfucker try to keep us out all these years. We ain't giving this shit back right here. We can hate each other. I don't care, but we gonna work together and we gonna keep this shit. And
my ABC rhymes is doing just enough. Okay.
Girls, ain't that laughing? I was like, what?
Y'all could be lyrical, but I am getting money.
It meant nothing, man, after a while. I was like, damn, South ain't never gave it back, boy. They ain't never gave that plate back.
To give it back.
Ugh, I don't blame
them.
You know what? I really don't, man, because New York, yo, we was arrogant when we had it. We was like, Motherfucker
Listen,
can't rhyme,
at
can't
the
rap.
end of the day, the history comes from here. So like, it's all right. It's a different era. I can let you have it, let you enjoy it
It's
for what
been
it is.
20 years.
I grew up in the Mecca in his prime and all that, or in his modern prime, I should say.
Yo, you
I'm
gotta.
okay with it.
All right, so
I'm all right with it.
the first 20 years, New York had it, and now the South has had it for like the last 20 years. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now everyone's just starting to sound the same a little bit. It's like, I'm like, how can Roddy Ricch just end up sounding like Young Thug, and Young Thug could just end up sounding like Wayne, and then like it's all right, and then it's like whatever. I don't care. It's just all entertainment to me. Kind of like battle rap is now, right?
I was just about to say now because people are saying the same thing about battle rap. Everybody want to sound or look like Twork on stage, shaking their hand when it comes to pointing the guns. Everybody got to shake their hand like they got Tourette's or some shit. Like everybody does the pow.
Man,
You know what I was?
It's
Every time I talk to Vlad, right? Because we since we have like a gap in age and gap in views and a gap in like generation or like when we view things, I always like love to talk to him about like what if something in the 2000s or 2010s was in the 80s or the 90s, and then I'm thinking about like now battle rap. What if Twork was doing all this hand gesturing when it was corner to corner battle rap, like in the street corners of like a bodega and all
they
the
would tell
hoods
him to get the
and
fuck out of here.
like
They would have
I
told
just
him
want
get
to
the
put
fuck out of
Twork
here.
in a time machine to hear him say the Toolie Blam and all that stuff
They
in the
would have told
street
him to get
corner.
the fuck
Everybody
off
look at
this
him
corner and don't
crazy.
come back.
Yeah, they would have looked at him like he was nuts. It's like some
They would
things
have
you
thought
just
something
can't
was wrong with him.
recreate. It's like, yo, imagine Young Thug stepping into a cipher with like Lord Finesse and them from like that. They'd be like, yo, what is he singing? Is he squealing? Like, what's happening right now? Like, what
He
is
do be
They
squealing
look at him
though.
like an alien.
they would. And but it's just different times. But I appreciate what he does. It took me a minute to come around to it, but it's like, yo, I can appreciate it, but it's
Young Thug
just
or Twerk
so
or
off
both?
from where we are. Who?
Young Thug or Twerk or both?
Both. Because when Twerk
Oh.
first came out, URL pushed him so hard. They were, this dude had his own commercial before he had his first battle on URL. And I was like, he better be good. And then he battled Dougie, and I was like, he was all right. And then everyone was like, nah, you don't get it. I'm like, I don't. But as time went by, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Like he's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But I just wish he just kept it together more.
He might be the biggest product of the controversy in battle rap that lies today, as like winning matters or not, or like moments matter, because Twerk is a walking highlight reel.
Mm-hmm. He's the Dominique
And
Wilkins of battle rap.
huh?
He's the Dominique Wilkins of battle rap.
Listen, if I just made a highlight reel of his career the last 3 years, you would think this guy is like an all time guy. It's incredible some of the things he could do, but he can't sustain it for a long period of time. But you walk out of a battle, all you remember is that bounce.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
just such a tough thing because battle rap was built on competition, built on winners and losers, built on who was
Yeah.
victorious at the end of the day, and it seems like after Fight Club and Grind Time, when judging was just taken out, it was just kind of like, well, we'll just leave it into the hands of discussions. And when you start doing that, only guys who are innately competitive will take it that seriously. You got your guys like Hitman who they don't want to lose at walking to the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get to the car first, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys like that who just, they don't want to lose at nothing. So they'll always bring 110%. But then, you start paying cats and winning and losing doesn't matter. And they keep on moving on to the next stage of their career. It's just like, I just got to do me. Like, it really doesn't matter if I win or lose at this point.
I got an interesting take on it, but I want to hear what Cece thinks first before I unleash this.
Well, I mean, that's why I always say, and I will always keep repeating it. That's why Geechee is the face of the URL in bad rap because, yes, he's in this new class of people, but he is always on point. He like a hitman. He's not trying to walk into no battle and lose. He takes it seriously. He's always prepared. He don't be messing up. Like, he's professional. Like,
Absolutely.
that's the thing. It's like, that's cool that you a highlight reel. But at the end of the day, Your legacy is based on wins and losses.
Mm.
What do you think, France?
Like that's
I
just how
think
I feel.
Well, first, like when people say like winning doesn't matter, they kind of like diminish the historical context of battle rap. It was literally built off of winning, and people stopped battling at some point because every single rapper in the game battled to become like a signed artist. They stopped battling because battling was such a liability that if they lost, they could lose their deals,
Yeah.
they'll lose their credibility, they'll lose their fame, they will lose sales on record, all this crazy shit, Vlad. So like and then like you think of like early tournaments, the fight clubs, your scribble jams, because that's where Eminem came from, right? And Eminem didn't win,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
The
I
Rap
mean, Eminem
Olympics.
still Eminem, so you want to point to that, and be like, "Well, see, winning doesn't matter. Eminem lost, so he's Eminem." And that's not the truth because
No,
at that,
it made him have to even go
Dig harder,
harder and
yeah.
try
yeah,
harder to
it
get
made,
deals.
if
He was
he
damn
would
near
have won,
pushing 30,
there's an
30 before
argument
he
he
got
could have been
signed.
complacent from all that.
It's
Like
But
this
but
nigga, like people don't realize, like Eminem was not 22 when he blew up. Eminem
right.
was in his 30s when he blew up, and
that's a fact.
for years he was battle rapping and he was trying to do these contests and he was trying to get around people and still trying to survive
He will
his
always lose
life.
in the finals. Like
Yeah.
he'll get right there, and lose in the finals.
So
So
that's what I'm saying. It's like, a lot of times, like, yeah, back in the day, like you can make so much progress and you could have been better than everybody, but you could have had one bad night and all your progress goes out the window. You got to start all over again.
But the thing with M though is that even if he took that loss, which everything is objective, and if you're sitting there in the moment, and at those times it wasn't like, oh, we're watching it back on video, pressing pause, rewinding, going back and saying, no, as I looked into that quadruple entendre, he really won the battle. Then it's like, yo, you in the moment, who won? Oh, Juice won. Okay, Eminem took the L or whatever. But it was M's desire to be great at the rapping that got people to notice him. And it took your man Gerardo Rico Suave to say, yo, this dude right here is fire. Like, I'm watching him in this Rap Olympics and he's the real deal right there. So I think whether you win or lose, if you come to bring your 100% trying to be the best version of you, I think that's where the victory lies, because opinions will always be there no matter what. And people have their bias. People will have their own personal taste. But I see a lot of guys who are just, and girls who are just showing up going, yeah, I'm here.
Here.
I'm here.
let me read this to you guys.
I'm cute enough, so hopefully somebody just thinks they can take my cute ass in their squad and help me get a record deal or whatever. I'm
Right.
cute though. It's like, and that's the thing. It's like with the men. Like, yes, you can be a highlight reel, and ladies, yes, you could be bad as fuck. You could be cute as hell, but at the end of the day, like, this is about the bars.
Yep.
Let me read this to you guys. Right. I put this out yesterday. The topic of winning and losing in battle rap is more simple than everyone makes it out to be. Up and comers climbing the ladder need wins with good performances to get on the radar. Once your brand is established and your competition level rises, you just have to perform well and stay competitive. That's how we are nowadays. As far as losing, if you're an unranked up and coming battler, only hardcore fans will appreciate the potential in your losses. You won't appeal to the masses. Once you have a strong enough fan base, you give them enough content to please them, and don't get bodied, you never lose in this culture.
Well, yeah, that's true, because like with Twork, I don't think Twork has ever been bodied. Has he been bodied before? I can't think of one.
He's had a couple of ugly ones.
Yeah, a
DNA
couple
was ugly.
When? Oh yeah,
He's got a
I
couple
do
ugly ones
forget.
in the belt,
couple
but
rough nights.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I forgot about him in DNA. I don't know why I always forget that DNA battle Twork.
We
But
forgot the whole Summer Madness
It's
7.
instilled to be swept under the rug.
We forgot the whole
right. Well, Twork
SM7.
did a great job sweeping underneath the rug for me, because I would always be forgetting about that one. So he be good with the narrative. I be telling people that I'm like, he's good with the narrative. I'll give him that.
But I guess why winning doesn't matter to a lot of people is because you can be a bad winner or a good loser in battle rap nowadays because people are looking for entertainment. But I think you get to a level once like you become top tier or in demand where you don't ever lose as long as you perform well. But to get to that level, winning does matter.
You got to show clear separation of skill. Trying to get
Facts.
to that point for sure. Absolutely.
Speaking
Because
of
like even
wins,
when like him, like even with Twork and Geechee, like I don't think I know some people say it's 3-0 for Geechee.
yeah.
I don't see it that way, but like he still has some moments, and I said it in the last podcast we did last week. I said that there were some things that went over people's heads. So, and like with Nitty, like Nitty has some losses too, but and you know I love Nitty, okay, but Nitty got a couple losses,
Not according to the app.
but it wasn't.
Not according to the app.
Well, we all know that fucking app is crazy. So we know people be standing and capping for their face. We not going. You know people be hitting that damn button, that reaction button.
Before
The
the
data
first bar.
says
When they say, "Hey, yo," people be like,
the data says Mr.
right. I don't want to
Cornel.
hear that. I don't want to hear that. But like with Nitty, like yes, Nitty has a couple losses, but it wasn't because he was bad. It wasn't like he literally just dropped the ball.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
or he might have
Like
got outclassed
Geechee.
that night.
Like Geechee got a couple debatables that are going his way, but it wasn't because he dropped the ball. He choked. You know what I'm saying? On 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, or he just jerseyed it. Like, you know, so I think there's a difference between just
My brother, are you blending ice? Like, what's going on over there?
Yikes.
Yo, that is the loudest keyboard on earth.
bruh, you are aggressive. You are an aggressive typer.
Yo, is that a 1920s typewriter you writing on right now?
It is. It is. It is.
My man got a Commodore
I
64
lost
over
my
there,
mind.
man.
But I'm just saying, like, there's levels to winning. Like, you can barely win. Like, it could be a debatable, it could go either way, or it could be a clear win.
Or it could be ugly because Murder Mook for a long time went winning and we weren't happy.
Look, him and Iron is
You know
still
what,
one of
though?
those battles.
I think it gets to be this simple. If winning didn't matter, when the battles would be over, we wouldn't even try to discuss who won. We wouldn't say, yo, who do you think won? You know, and we still do that after every single battle. We still want to know, who do you have winning? Who do you have winning? So ultimately, at the end of the day, it does matter because it is a lyrical competition. You know, but
I think why people are saying this is because of Twork and Chess. You know, not saying that these two are the only two people that fit this criteria, but these two people have had their moments of good and bad. And despite the bad, they keep getting pushed and booked. So that's why in watching Champion, they all have said these two names multiple times. So it's not just us nitpicking.
Well, then when you see shit like Verb and Pat Stay battle, and Pat Stay wins a judge decision, and then a day later you see a Murder Mook and Verb trailer, they're like, oh, what the fuck? What's the point of losing the Pat Stay if you were gonna get Mook anyway?
Well, I don't know. Was Mook and Verb booked already?
yeah, Pat Stay broke the news right then and there in that third round. And we were like, you ain't even let Rodney get his announcement off like that?
Right. Okay, he's so petty.
But you know, here's the thing. When it becomes a business, things change. Like, you know, you see it all the time with your favorite artist. He's hardcore. He's raw. He's from the streets. He's undeniable. He's talking to the people. Then they get that record deal. They get polished up a little bit. They put out a couple of hit records. And then the people start to go, he's not the same guy that I heard before. This ain't the same dude. He's not as
Nicki
raw as he
Minaj.
is. Right? You see what I'm saying?
Minaj.
So then it's like,
it's the poster child of that shit, because Nicki Minaj mixtapes is not the same as Young Money Nicki Minaj.
right.
Okay, so
You know,
that's a good point.
And it's like, once it becomes a thing where it becomes a business and money is being made and names are bringing asses into the clubs and into these, you know, venues, it's like, hey man, who do people want to see? Who can
And
make?
that's what Twork and Chess do. They bring asses they bring people to the venue because ain't nobody sitting.
Yeah, it's like
But
who can sell app subscriptions, who
yeah,
can get
that's
these
true.
YouTube views up, and who can get people to pay to leave their house to walk through these doors. I don't care if this guy lost 10 times in a row. If 200 people want to show up to watch him perform, I'm going to book him. And that's where we're
Right.
at. Whereas if you're not at that point yet, and you're still like, yo, I'm that raw MC, I'm the lyrical, miracle, spiritual. Like, if you're still that guy who's fighting for that recognition, you're going to want to win. You're going to want to say, nah, I battled him and I killed him. But once you're there, it's kind of like, I'm here. I got my chicken. Like, I'm good.
So I feel like with everybody, talking about this topic, it seems like more so that the fans care about the winning and the losing because that's all we talk about after these battles.
Right. Yeah.
Whether people keep it a buck or not. But I feel like, and I agree with like P and J and like the rest of them, that the leagues don't really care because right now it's the business.
Mhm.
Like, and with caffeine now on board, and you got people like Drake on board, like for the long run, we got to keep this business relationship good. So
As long as you're at that level and just stay competitive, nobody cares. And you know what, Cece, I'm sorry to bring down your state, but I guess the reason why people feel like winning doesn't matter because guys like 40 Cal can make a blog every day because Ill Will didn't get the job done, and we all
we're not
have
gonna do
Will
this
winning.
again. We're not gonna do this again. We're not gonna do this again.
40 Cal just made a blog battling the coronavirus on on bullpen.
It's the bullshit pen battle league. It's your favorite rhyme stealer, John the Card. If you don't say it twice, you ain't saying it right. Yeah, pay-per-views is popping right now.
You see, this is what happens when you don't win.
Yo, here's the thing, though. Yeah, I
He
do.
ain't gonna ever go away.
I
It's
do.
over. It's over for me. This
Nah,
shit is
he has
never
to
gonna
get killed.
end.
If he gets killed, then we'll see him slow down. But until he clearly dies, he ain't gonna slow down. France, I do agree with you. I feel like as long as you're keeping it competitive while keeping it entertaining, you're cool. But the moment you have a really bad outing, that's when things start to matter. Look at Rich Dollars. He was a decent rapper. He beat Calico. You know what I'm saying? He had some wins under his belt. He had some losses under his belt. But when he took that really bad loss, that's when people wanted to talk. Loso was the golden boy. And then the moment he didn't have such a stellar performance versus Briz, that's when the winning and the losing started to matter. So it's like as long as you're competitive, as long as you're competitive and you're putting out good content, people are like, all right, cool, we can always debate it. But the second your ass takes the dramatic L,
Look, once
oh
again,
man,
once you have a strong enough fan base and if you give them enough content to please them and don't get bodied, you never lose. It's that simple.
man, just can't get bodied, man. Don't
Do you
get
guys?
bodied.
Are you?
I hear you.
I have a funny question. Can anybody get bodied in this quarantine time period of all these digital battles? Is that possible?
Anything
Can
is
somebody
possible.
really get bodied over Skype right now? I'm waiting to see if it's possible.
Anything is possible, man. You don't take it serious and the other guy takes it super serious, you can look crazy. You can look crazy.
Did you
I
guys
hope
get
not.
you
That's
guys get a chance to
embarrassing.
watch Tay Rock versus Mike P?
I sure
Just
I
dropped
did.
today.
watched it. It was real quick. I mean, it was a one rounder. I thought it would be longer, but usually one rounders be long. But I mean, it was okay. It was not. It was something okay.
You know,
But I'm gonna go back and watch, old battles like I've been doing for weeks. Just going back and watching my faves. But I mean, I appreciate the effort,
shout out to
like what
Uncle.
Smack and them are doing.
Shout out to
And I
Uncle
thought that Mike
Smack.
P and Rock had some cool, like it was cool. Like I liked it, but I wish it was a little bit longer because then it was like a interview with
Oh,
Smack,
afterwards, yeah.
and I was just like,
That was cool.
I was like, I don't care, but
Yeah, but shout out to Uncle Smack for trying to keep us entertained during this
yeah,
quarantine and this
exactly,
pandemic.
exactly.
We appreciated it. It's not the same feel though. France, I'm starting to feel like I would just rather everyone just chill out and just wait. Like the more of these video conference battles we get, I think the less I'm gonna be into it. Honestly,
It
like it
was
just
all
doesn't have the
it was
same
so great
feeling
when
to me.
iBattle started it because it's like they made it kind of cool. They turned it into a tournament. They had a pot. People did it just to keep people entertained. More importantly, it was free. It was free. You know what I mean? So that was all right. It was kind of cool. Like it made me want to all right, go promote their app, go download it, go watch a few 90-second clips. Now we got these 3-minute one rounders. Now you got John and DNA hosting an event. Now you got dudes charging people for virtual battles. Now you got an IG battle league. Like I'm going crazy now.
Yeah,
You got 2 IG battle leagues. You got Twork and Hollow.
All right.
Twork had the battle of the year on his IG battle league.
Oh man, I gotta hear this round,
he
brother.
has the pause of the year so far.
We gonna press pause yourself before this guy starts to rap. This jerky boy round right here.
Yes, sir. All right, ready? I'm ready. I've been working on this for 2 weeks.
2 weeks you've been working on this.
All right, ready? New Jersey twerk, shake that ass like your namesake. Rip me up from behind and in the morning make my back ache. They call me fat boy, but my dick is the same shape. Me, you, and Shook need a threesome on the way. We don't even need a bedroom. You can fuck me on some hay. What? What, bro?
What, bro?
That should just be like, somebody should just chop up Twork, just say, what? And just make that like a...
Yo, what's shocking is it took him that long to get to that point.
No, because at first he probably was like, Twerk, shake that ass. He's like, shake that ass. Make my back break. Make my back break.
The second he said you can fuck me, he should have been like, what?
Like that one guy.
I can
like
what?
Like that one guy everybody uses that be like, yo, what the fuck? That should be like the new one. What?
I'm sorry. Like, how unfortunate that is probably the best quarantine battle I've seen this entire time.
Oh my god!
It made me laugh. I'm gonna remember it forever. There goes Twerk with another highlight.
He didn't even have to rap. Yo, that's the ultimate finesse. The dude paid him $100 and he didn't even have to rap. He just kicked him off the live. Saved the round for the next dude. Yo, France, remember them 2 dudes from were they from Grind Time? It was the black dude and the white dude. And remember they had that 2-on-2 in the alleyway? Remember that joint?
Can't recall, man.
Oh man. Well, anyway, these dudes, right? So they would get features. People would pay them to do features and whatnot. So they'd be like, all right, cool, send us the track or whatever. They send them the track. And they say, yo, when you listen to the track, though, I want you to videotape yourself because, we want to use the content, whatever. Yo, these dudes would come up with the craziest homosexual rhymes to like just how this dude did it. Like they would, and then the artist would be sitting there and their face would be like, yo, what's going on right now, man? So this ain't nothing new. This is a bunch of white boy humor, which, if you grew up around some white boys, you definitely are laughing your ass off to this joint, man. And I definitely laugh my ass off to it.
Social media, you be seeing that from time to time. Like these white boys they're a different breed. You know what I'm saying? They comfortability sexually is a little
listen, they punch each other in the dicks. Like, why are you punching each other in the dicks for? Like, I ain't never met no brother that tried to punch another brother. Like, bro,
Charlie sleeping on my couch. Put your nuts on his forehead,
bro.
On IG,
bro. You should fuck me on some hay.
We'll get that fucker back. Put your nuts on his forehead, bro.
Bro,
like,
while he was sleeping, I put my dick in his soda. He didn't even know. He drank all of it, like just gulp. Like he drank my dick, bro. That's what they do. Yo, you ever seen the picture where they came on a dude's face when he fell asleep? And the dude like,
all right, podcast over.
Yo, they be wildin'. This
No,
what
I did not see that. But you know what? I'm surprised there wasn't a mass murder
no
in that house.
white boys are different,
Because I
yo.
could
I,
not
I
see
had
a
I had to
black man
disinfect my
allowing
screen for
any
that one,
man
but
to do that to him, whether he was black, white,
These
Chinese,
white
Latino.
boy frat boys, it's like you fall asleep, you leave yourself subjected to this. That's the frat life. Them dudes is crazy,
no, no,
man.
no, 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 no. That's the white frat life. Let's get that right.
Thank you for clearing it up, France. I greatly appreciate that. It's true though. Like how do you greet your boy by punching him in his crotch? Like, why are we doing this? Like, we not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we doing too much. Then these dudes end up running Fortune 500 companies, and we're like,
Bruh, every white frat boy that was at Michigan State when I was there is probably like in charge of their father's company, making millions of dollars.
and they're
So
still
these were the fucking heathens of the campus.
running around yanking each other's cocks, man. When they see each other, bro. Remember that time in 03 when you woke up and you like walked out the hallway and I like yanked your dick in front of your girl? Like, oh my god, like those be wildin', man.
They just do too much.
And
Look,
the brothers,
Twork
we
got a
just be
little
looking
piece
at
of
them
that
like, what y'all
culture.
doing? Twork was like, what? Got the game, what? He's like, I'm out of here. And Twork is not the most LGBT friendly rapper out there.
He sure is not. He better be lucky that was done on a phone.
He better be lucky. All he said was what?
Listen, all I want is for that same white kid to go on multiple battle rappers' lives and do the exact same thing over and over again.
It'd be hilarious, yo. See, if Grind Time was still around, he can get some battles.
He needs to battle Hollow the Don. I need to hear some Hollow make love to this white guy bars.
Hollow, I swallow, and you could fuck me until my ass is hollow.
You're too good at this.
Hollow's gonna be like, yo, my boy, that's not loopy. Like, you need to get it together, my boy. Nah, we're not doing that, baby. Like,
well, thankfully though, we get a break from quarantine battles.
Do we? For how long?
Not too much long. Shout out to Battle Academy.
Yep.
They finally released their their event they had in April. I guess they repackaged it and rebranded it, and they renamed it the Stimulus Package event.
Good marketing.
So they're having one-on-one battles. So they're having the battlers in the room, I guess, and just going to be them individually, no audience, no.
It's like the quiet room.
No entourage, little quiet roomish. Still not necessarily falling into the role of social distancing. Because then there's a cameraman, there's the league host, there's the battlers.
Brothers don't give a
I'm sure there's going to be a lobby of battlers somewhere.
Smoking blunts and drinking Hennessy, battling. Passing it to each other.
Yeah, so it's still a little irresponsible.
Sharing Chinese food, eating from the same spoons.
Right, who got that yak?
Yo, you got a cup? Nah, just take my cup, Sean.
Right, we ain't got no more cups.
Vlad, is this too irresponsible in the name of battle rap? No. Is this doing too much?
Listen, man, I'm not partaking in it. I wouldn't partake in it, but gotta get that check, man, by any means necessary.
But that's the thing with these battle rappers, and it's like, it's no shade because a lot of people are out of work.
Yeah.
So we ain't getting our checks. That's y'all job. Y'all battle rap is your job. So if you're not battling, you're not making no money right now. Brothers. Like for a lot of these cats. Now I know some other people got other incomes, and that's cool. Got other hustles they can do from the side. But the majority of these guys' money and these girls' money is battle rap. So, yeah, I hope that like Smack and these other leagues are breaking people off something.
Oh, they signing them to like those some quarantine deals, man. They're like, listen, I understand you guys need some money right now. However,
Beasley,
we've all been affected by this quarantine, and the payout isn't the same.
You don't cash at me $1,000. and shut the hell up. You know you sitting on stacks. Don't do
How
Yeah,
that.
about
he's
we get
signing
a
he's signing everybody to multi-battle deals right now.
5 battle deal for $3,000 right now in your
What?
Cash App? Damn, I
Vlad,
could
what's
I
the
could use
what's
them
the
three
what's the
stacks.
over under on battlers that sign a multi-battle deal right now in
They're all
advance?
taking that bread right now, and they all getting shorted. Like, are you crazy?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Damn,
like if
that's
you
a
know somebody needs it and you got it and you can, pocket profit some more. That's capitalism. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right, but I'm not saying that's what URL is doing. All of that was for comedy purposes. I'm not saying this is how Beasley does business at all. So nobody hit my line and talking about, don't be putting out these false narratives. You know what I'm saying? But I can definitely see some smaller battle leagues going, yo, you need a check? I got something for you. It ain't what I could usually give you, but I can give you this right now. And I can see battlers saying, all right, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So I can definitely see that happening right now.
Well, the
You got
stimulus
that, you
package
got that
we're
hoop? You got that hoop?
huh?
You got that hoop?
Oh yeah, it's a little basketball hoop in my
Ballin'.
look. I
Ballin'.
look.
All
I'm
right,
just trying to
Draymond.
live my best life.
I hear
Okay.
you.
the
Now, but
stimulus package. We got Bill Collector and Chef Trez,
good
which would
battle.
probably be a fun battle to watch
Yeah, it
in a
should be a good
quiet
one.
room.
I ain't mad at that. But you know what, too? If you think about the social distancing and they're saying, hey, no more than 10 people at a gathering, if you go into the supermarket, there's going to be people there. So you're taking a
Well, they
chance
can
just.
You
send
can't
it
you
back.
can't you can't adapt this mindset though. You can't say, well, if I'm already in a supermarket, I might as well go to this apartment and go battle.
I
It can't
mean,
be that way.
you
The line
can
needs
if
to be
you
drawn.
look, you can if your kids got to eat. What if you
Well,
literally
those
are
are
coming down to.
essential places.
Right, but what if you're literally coming down to zero in your account and you literally cannot get your kids some food or even
I mean,
yourself
look,
some food?
hey, at
And
the
they're
end of the
like,
day,
yo, I got this bread for you
it's
to do
content.
this. Like,
It's content.
you
We're gonna
know?
pay for it. We're gonna watch it. I'm just questioning if it's a little much for the time period. You know,
I
see, look.
mean,
Here's where I feel like advantage was not utilized. When URL flew out everybody to Orlando,
they should have did the one-on-ones. You're already
and
there.
and Sunday's there, and you have everybody there. It's like, bro, don't just cancel it. You already flew these guys out. You already damn near risked their lives.
They
It's not like you
already been
canceled it before.
interacting,
They're already
smoking
there.
blunts
Take two guys
together.
in a room. You have four guys. You can have four battles right now. Take two guys in a room, just shoot it one off,
Yeah.
and you walk away with four battles instead of nothing.
Absolutely. And they would have had stuff to drop one a week. We would have had a brand new battle each week for the past month. And then from there, just do your little quarantine thing. But we could have put that off for a hot second.
A pay
I
per
hear
view
you.
at a time like this would be phenomenal.
Yeah, but I don't know, bro.
I
Who else
don't
is on
know.
that card, friends?
The Battle Academy card, nobody else has been announced yet.
That's been it so far. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, that'll be more exciting than just shooting it through Zoom or Skype or whatever other application that they're using, So I'm not gonna mind seeing that.
Man, we got 10 years worth of battle rap events. I'm good.
Now,
Like I could hold out a couple more months. Like I'm not gonna hold y'all up. Like I'm dead ass. Like I'd rather just have stuff be done right.
now I
And
hear you.
I'd rather have these battlers get paid what I'm not
I,
like I'd rather have people get paid for the effort because if you give them less than what they think they should get, they're going to give you less. If it's just a one rounder, they're not going to give you 110%. They're going to give you some shit. They're not about to put their heart and soul into a one rounder for 500 because it's a three battle deal
Right.
for whatever amount of money. Like, shoot, I can't do no fucking math. So,
I
you,
wouldn't.
you know, you know, you know what it is. You know what it is like you guys see like all these like producers are like doing these battles on IG, and they have like they're doing like their beat battles, and rappers doing their hit battles, and it's kind of smart almost because it's like they have a huge audience. They're gonna draw them in, but also like they're showcasing songs and playlists
That
that
we
are gonna
already
go get
know.
that are gonna go get streamed and,
Right.
and profit and do numbers and everything, and people that probably aren't familiar with the catalogs or throwbacks, boom, they get. I feel like battle rappers are not necessarily taking advantage of the opportunity that the world is dying for content. There's a content farm available to you, and you guys are just doing battles virtually. Like, we could do something better than this. Like, I would love to. Like, if 4 battle rappers right now got on a Google Hangout, like a Calico, a John, a DNA, and I don't know, somebody else like Pat Stay, and they talked about like their journey in battle rap and it's 4 screens. I'm watching that.
See that? Or each guy plays, I'm gonna play one of
Well,
my
shit,
best
the
rounds.
URL app got all these fucking like the Rise and whatever what surf little
I'm
thing
just
he be
talking. Yeah.
doing. They got all like they have a whole section on the app called vlog, and there's no fucking vlogs.
Well, you know what
Like,
be ill?
yo,
Just
like
like
let's put some content on the fucking app.
just like
And
how
then
Like
these
my
how
subscription.
about
Look, you
how about
still charging me $8 a month during this fucking pandemic for this damn app. Put some
pandemic.
shit on the app.
what if you have somebody like John interviewing all his peers once a night, right? And they're on Google
That could be a
Hangout and they're
vlog.
watching a throwback video of whoever he's interviewing. He has ill will. He puts an old ill will. He's like, "Yo, how did you get better from here? How did you do this? Talk to me about this time."
This
And you
might
guys are talking about it.
That's a
That's
vlog.
incredible.
France, that might
Yeah.
be our job to do at this point. If they ain't gonna do it, we might as well pick up the ball and run with it. You know what I'm saying? But I think what they could do is go, listen, these guys are having beat battles and whatever battles and hit battles. I'm gonna play one of my rounds, you play one of your rounds. I'm gonna pick another one of my rounds, you pick another one of your rounds. And then, people could just chime in and be like, nah, this round so-and-so had versus this dude ain't beating that round so-and-so had versus that dude. You know what I'm saying? And you could just have fun with it that way and kind of adapt it to battle rap, because that's the only way that we could go about it. But because these
Like
quarantine battles, it ain't gonna scratch my Jones for battle rap after
right.
a while.
It's like it's no shade towards URL or Mike P and Rock, because I feel like
They're trying,
for what it's
but
worth, they gave us something, and that's cool. Like, I'm not upset with nobody. I'm just saying, like, if this is gonna go on till June, as the scientists are saying, then we need to think of creative ways for you to charge me $8 a month, or I'm turning my subscription off.
Yikes.
I'm gonna need that $8 for gas and shit.
You ain't never lied.
Because I'm an essential worker. I still gotta take my ass to work.
Right. Word up.
And plus, me and Vlad is saying it's a content war out here. Think about how much cheaper content you can get for better value.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I mean, all these battlers are doing IG lives and shit. It's like they're I feel like everybody is just at a point where, like, I know Tay Rock was saying, and I know Chef Trez was saying on IG and on Twitter, talk about, I'm just been writing.
Right.
Because they have nothing else to do but write, which is, I mean, go for it. You're creative. Do your thing. But it's like, give them an avenue to also be creative. Don't just give them, like, hey, I'll give you $300. You give me a one round.
And isn't this the best time in the world for beat battles? There's not a crowd stopping you.
I was just about to say that, man. They should be getting on these beats and doing freestyle battles. Like, yo, who had the hottest verse?
That's their whole league. That's their whole league is verbal warfare, is rapid freestyle on the beat. That's they lane.
They're dropping the ball.
That's they lane. Now URL, they got their own shit. Now verbal warfare, that is y'all lane. And I don't know if y'all gonna hear me. I might even clip this out and post it on social media. But verbal warfare, we need you
during war zone.
We need you during these dire times. Okay, we need you.
Yeah, that's what we need, man. We need some guys to just drop some ill freestyles and then let the people decide who had the better freestyles.
Boss Chick Rain.
And this could be going on daily. Like, how long does it take them to write like a 32 over a beat and drop that? It don't take that long. We don't need you to rap for no 5-10 minutes like you trying to get a deal on Funk Flex. Drop 32 bars. Drop 32 bars. We be happy with that. And y'all could do it daily. And then you could create a whole little bracket and see who's iller. They're trying to do a song battle. I seen Nitty wanted to jump in there, and John wanted to start that up, but I think some of these brothers are afraid to drop some of their songs. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't got it like that. But freestyle here and there over some beats, man, that's easy as pie.
Mm-hmm.
Or not
I
as
agree.
easy.
I like
I
the
guess
idea
not.
of the
Maybe it makes too
flag.
much sense, and things that make too much sense in battle rap, you know how it goes.
Well, then
Facts, man.
shit. Then like shoot.
But you
I
know
mean,
what I did see that was entertaining? Dumbfounded did his TED talk, France. You get a chance to check that out?
I did. I did. I loved it. I loved every second of it. I also feel like it's not circulating enough, and this is something really big. Like I don't like. He could have chose any topic in the world to do a TED talk about, and he shined light on some battle rap,
Yeah.
and I have clips of it. Honestly, I really like the fact that he mentions how it like affected his culture, how
Mm-hmm.
he viewed it like, oh, battle rap was such a like black sport, and everybody like really loved hip hop. It made me like look back at myself as like, well, am I Asian enough? Do I understand my culture? Do I understand my heritage? Because everybody in hip hop like understood their roots. He didn't,
Right.
you know.
It was interesting too because at one point he was saying that, immersing himself in his black culture made him feel even more Asian, which was like that was kind of ill. But it's like you start to relate to people who've been getting treated a certain way all their lives, and people who've been segregated and pushed to the edges of society and stuff like that, and you start to look around and go, oh snap, this is kind of sort of like what's happening to me. And gaining that acceptance in that community started to make him feel more of a part of his community. And hip hop, man, it's got a way of making people feel like more connected and stuff like that. And it was just ill to hear him talk about that. I was kind of surprised.
well, I be listening to the Ari Spears podcast,
Hell yeah,
and
me too.
the white guy on there
Andy
was saying,
Steinberg,
yeah,
yeah.
Andy, he was saying about how American culture is black culture.
It is. It is.
And like, it only makes sense to tie hip hop into American culture because it came from here. This is not something that, came from Europe
Or
or,
Africa.
Africa. Like the hip hop started, like we were saying earlier, it started in New York.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
It was,
got its roots everywhere, and we know that. Of course, there's the
mhm.
drums from Africa, the whole musicality from Jamaica, the chanting, and you got your New Orleans, your jazz all mixed into it. But once it all came together, that's a
Mhm.
uniquely black American
Mhm.
experience and what hip hop is, and everyone's
Mhm.
buying into that black culture. And then
Mhm.
it's like once you're into this black culture, somehow you relate more to your culture. I'm like, that's kind of
No,
crazy.
that's real. Like that's real. And I was listening to what Dumbfounded said about it, and I was just like, that makes a lot of sense. I've heard other people. I've heard like Latinos say that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've heard this is my first time hearing an Asian say it, so that's why I was just like, damn, like that really resonates from what I've heard other people say.
Yeah,
And shout out to him because he didn't have to mention nothing about battle rap.
absolutely. And
Or
then
he could have been scared to think like, maybe this is not the platform,
right, and
But
then
I definitely give him like, and there is actually somebody I know in battle rap that supposedly said that they were reached out to do a TED talk. So
oh okay, all right,
yeah, but for him to actually do one
yeah,
and mention battle rap, like that's what's
yeah.
up.
It was this whole thing.
I rock with him for that.
Yeah, how battle
And he
rap,
rapped. He rapped on the stage too. He gave him like a
a
little
little
taste.
freestyle. Yeah,
Every time you put a non-battle rap audience with a battle rapper, and they have to kind of just like spit battle rhymes, but for a theme to entertain them, they never necessarily catch what's going on until like you get a little gimmicky, right? And then he mentioned how like his first time like ever in a battle, he just with his friend ciphering, and one of his friends was like, "Oh well, you look like Lucy Liu,"
right.
you know, and then he was like, "Hmm." And he kind of explained the art of rebuttaling. And then he was like, "Well, I look like Lucy Liu that rubbed something." And then he started saying all this crazy stuff, and they all started laughing. And I'm like, you see, it takes that little moment to like just break the ice, and they understand why it's so important. You know?
Well,
Yeah,
I'm just kind of upset that no, like I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about it. So hopefully, for those listening to this podcast, and I probably will chop up a clip of us talking about it too. Like people really go and watch it. I mean, you may not want to watch the whole thing, but she definitely, scrubbed to the part where, he says and talks about battle rap, because I think it's important. Like TED Talk, like I know
That's
a lot of y'all
major.
niggas from the streets, but TED Talk, that's
That's
huge.
major. And I
That's
I thought it was
huge.
also dope too that he basically said like, yo, I was getting bullied and all that, and rapping was a way for
Mm-hmm.
him to gain his confidence and be able to go out there and stand up against people who were bullying him and who were talking down to him, and it gave him his swag, it gave him his identity, it gave him a sense of like, oh, I don't have to take this, like I can be me. I know my self worth, and I know that through my creativity, I can stand up through everything. And I thought it was a dope way. Like people really underestimate how much the arts can really do for a person's soul, and how they can
Mm-hmm.
really uplift them. And I thought it was also dope that he mentioned like, yo, it allowed him to see that, okay, when people are battling me, all they pretty much were using at the time were Asian jokes, stereotypes, racial epithets. But he also saw that within himself, he was doing the same thing back to other people. And then you start to realize, like, yo, as human beings, when people talk shit about you and your culture, and they, you're this, porch monkey, jigaboo, this, that, and the third, or whatever your background is, it's easy to fall into that and jump right back into that negativity and feed the same monster that you're trying to fight, instead of people stepping back and going, why would you call me that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know me. Like, I'm not even going to acknowledge you. I'm just going to keep working with my folks and keep building, and, screw you. But he was like, yo, it really made me realize, like, that's not really a cool thing to do. You know what I'm saying? As you start getting older as a human being, like, this is kind of crazy. Like, so it was just interesting
Yeah.
seeing him recognize that too. It wasn't just, oh, woe is me, and everyone's making fun of me because I'm Asian. Like, nah,
Well,
I
it's
partook
like
in it too.
it's like you said in the TED talks, chasing the American dream, which ultimately destroyed my family. And I was like, wow, like sometimes people don't see the backlash that you go through, how hard it is. And he was really a big like role model for other Asians
Right,
as well.
right,
Like they would look at him like, oh wow, I don't have somebody to look up to. Well, he didn't have anybody at the time, I guess, necessarily.
right, yeah.
And plus, like I guess like all these guys now, they're probably in their early mid-30s. So this was all happening in their like late teens, early
Yeah.
20s, when the climate of life was just so different. And
Wasn't as
it
PC either, too.
it, man, you can say whatever you want on the internet back in the days.
Right? Right?
Look,
Now you can't even call somebody overweight without getting canceled.
It's
look,
crazy.
you can't say shit. It's so PC now.
Word, word.
Like back in I remember MySpace.
Oof.
I used to have bitches pictures on my motherfucking MySpace with like creative captions like this, like fuck this bitch. If you see me, you better come
Oh,
swing it.
man.
I used to do some heinous shit on social media. Look, I,
Yeah.
look. Ooh, I just hope I just hope there's no way that people can't go back. Because I've been on stuff since like high school.
People are
It's
literally scrubbing their backgrounds now.
Look, I
People
can't
are trying
scrub
to,
my Facebook account because it's just too far back. It's
yo,
too far back.
whoever
It will take me a whole week to get to the very first
whoever
post.
Well,
whoever comes up with the first app that allows you to do the one button scrub, balling.
Well, I know they got one for Twitter, but
They do?
they will only they will only
Oh.
delete like I think it's like 3,000 tweets
At a time.
in the beginning
Oh,
of your profile.
and then you got to pay again and do the next
Yes.
3,000 and then the next 3,000.
The first scrub is free.
Oh.
so we got
After
40,000
that,
tweets.
you got to pay
Man, I gotta
something
pay like
for
4
another scrub.
times, son.
Or you can go on
10 times.
there's a way you can go on your page and
Yeah,
search
you're
a
right. 10 times.
keyword.
Uh-huh.
So if you use like the homophobic F word,
Oh, no, I'm not
you
worried
can
about
go
that.
look on you can go look on your page.
Look at us.
And
We even
search
scared to
that
say it
word.
now.
I mean,
And
but
search that
but is
word,
that something
and then
wrong with
every
that
tweet
though?
that and every
There is something wrong with
No,
it
no.
because television doesn't block the N word, but it allows you.
Thank you, France. I appreciate that. And you know
Listen,
why?
Cece,
You
let me keep
know
you woke.
why?
Cece, let me keep you woke real quick. When caffeine first launched and
Mm-hmm.
they put the J Mills clip, they
Mm-hmm.
blocked out the F word, but they ain't blocked out the N word.
Hello. Stay woke, my sister. Stay woke. Stay woke. I've been preaching this for years. They do not care what we say about ourselves because the way we speak about ourselves is what they think we really think we are. And they go,
Ooh,
if they think that they're that, we're fine with that.
where's my African cap? Put on
Where's
my
my
head.
kufi? Where's my be that
Okay,
kufi at? Because
where's my goddamn
if
hat?
they think that you are fine with being that, they're gonna. Oh, well, this is how they express themselves. It's a term of endearment. This is how they culturally recognize one another. But everything else is gonna get scrubbed out, blocked out. They're like, we're not that. We will never allow someone to use the F word anymore in television. But go ahead,
Look,
call yourselves the N words all day long. They're not gonna take.
look.
They're not gonna take the lead for you and say, no, we don't think white kids shouldn't hear you guys calling yourselves the N words. We're just gonna let it fly. People with their YouTube channels. They'll tiptoe around all the alphabet boy words and everything else, but they're gonna sit there and call each other's N bombs all day long because they don't think
Hell
nothing is
yeah.
wrong with it, my sister. You know what I'm saying? Where's my jackfruit?
Uman. Okay, Dr. Uman.
Mama Oye. Mama Oye.
Now, with all that being said, Vlad, we've had two Asian battle rappers now do TED Talk, Jin and Dumbfounded. I'd like to see a brother up there.
France, keep your eyes open, my brother. They would not allow the originators of the art form to get up there and talk about the art form. They're going to dilute it and let someone else tell our story for us, my brother.
Could you imagine seeing Loaded Lux doing one?
Nah, Loaded Lux isn't the representative for that. Who would you guys pick to do TED Talks?
I could see B-Dot doing one.
I would say
I can see B-Dot doing one. Oops would be really good. He'd be good too.
Yeah, he'd be really good.
He'll pull on their heartstrings. You know what I'm saying? He's got a compelling story. You definitely need someone who can communicate to the masses for sure. And being out there on that political floor and standing up there and talking to all them folks, he'd be good. He'd have a good story for it. That's a good call.
What if Abraham did a TED Talk?
Oh,
yo, I'm gonna watch it because that's my nigga. But hey, I'm gonna pray for him. I'll be like, oh Jesus.
Oh
Jesus.
my gosh, man.
Guide my friend through this TED Talk, please, Jesus, because you know him. You know him.
It's going to be the most misogynistic TED Talk we ever heard, man. See, y'all hoes got dressed out here. Come see this TED Talk. You know what I'm saying? But see, let me tell y'all something.
Bitches need to worship the God.
You see, your man ain't got control of the household.
I ask for you.
Right?
Damn.
Now, that'd be the most misogynistic TED Talk we have ever heard.
I mean, he would do good, but if it comes to women and what about women in the culture? I would be like, oh fuck, here we go. Here we fucking go. It's going downhill.
It would be a mess.
Flames.
Straight up and down, it would be a mess.
You didn't talk much about women in the culture.
Well, y'all
them hoes ain't shit. Damn.
Them hoes want to hear me talk about me anyway.
In this.
and you see,
none of them bitches could battle me.
And if y'all would have had some pretty hoes in here, I would have been talking about y'all. But you ugly bitches, ain't nobody paying attention to ugly bitches anyway, so why would I waste my time? Wow. That's how it would go. That's exactly how it would go.
The whole audience would just be like,
so to step away from this, if you're not pretty, you shouldn't be getting any attention from men. All right. Thank you, Ava. You welcome, bitch.
Yeah, oops. That's my pick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we rolling with oops.
I can see a B-Dot, but I feel like B-Dot.
But they love when cats like B-Dot step up though. They like that.
He's gonna rather some feathers. Mm-hmm. But I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too, man. I'm here for it.
If I would say oops, because oops know how to talk to these white folks and not have them be so offended.
And he don't cow
That's a
to,
fact.
he don't kowtow, whatever
He
it
was at the
is,
Oscars, so
bootlicking
he
and
know what
all
to do.
that.
Like, that's an art to
That is.
tell these white folks who they really are,
Mm-hmm.
but then have them become your ally in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
That takes art, because you could drag some white folks and tell them that what does Ari Spears says. He'd be like, I ain't saying that all white folks are racist, but you known for racism. Like that's that like I love that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, nah,
And
Oops would be
he
good.
can do some shit like that. And white folks be like, oh my God, like we have to do better, you guys. We have to join the fight. But if B-Dot says it, they might be like, oh, this motherfucker is angry.
He's too
Oh,
radical.
he might shoot my ass once we walk out
Too
of this motherfucker.
radical.
He too angry. He's
What
so
about
angry.
the ladies? Which ladies in battle rap could we see doing a TED Talk?
Oh man,
Oh, look at Franz
is Lester
jumping out
there?
here, Ty. What happened?
Do we lose him?
I'm here.
Oh, you just freezing up. You saying women?
Yeah. What ladies in battle rap could we see doing a TED Talk?
Fuck. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, come on. You are the representative right about now. There's got to be one.
Wow.
Maybe
Boss
Jazz,
Rain
maybe?
Chick? Can we do Boss Rain Chick? Can my girl do one?
I actually trust 40 Bars to do a TED Talks.
40 bars? Word?
40 bars.
I would.
Okay, let me think before I just be okay, because let me think. Now, does she have a story to tell that can resonate?
they tell it to her all the time. They don't let her live it
Yes.
down.
Because this bitch was in the mud for a long time. Yes.
You know, I could see Lady Luck doing one. I could see her doing
She'll
one.
get on my fucking nerves. I'm sorry.
I could see her
know.
doing one. Word.
I think Official has the personality.
Could see that.
She's just gonna have to tune up. Like I said, this is a TED Talk, so the jokes and the she has a nice.
She
just
could do
has
one.
a good aura about herself that makes you want to be like, okay, what's she got to say?
Right.
So I can see Official.
That's true.
But like I say, public speaking is a science. You just can't go up there and just blabber for an hour.
No, absolutely.
Because you want people to walk away with something. You want it to resonate. You want people to be like, yo, like, I got to know more. Like, if it's a mission you're on, if it's something that you're trying to sell, you want people to be engaged with you after the talk is over.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Official has the personality and the aura. I just never seen her public speak, so I'm not sure if she is a good public speaker. But for her to be a battle rapper, I know she's not scared of no crowd.
Absolutely not, for sure.
I say Official. Yeah. I say 40 Bars has a really good story.
He's got a story to tell for sure.
But like I said, public speaking ain't the same as battle rap.
Right. And this week we saw Loaded Lux was up at Columbia University, France.
Yeah, he was, man. He was. I definitely wish the production for it was just a little more concise for the type of content we were getting, because it's really condensed to get like one of the best battle rappers of all time at an Ivy League college. But he really talked about his storyline of how he got into rap and how he was as a kid being creative, how video games really inspired him, how little like road trips to like Jersey and seeing bridges and waters or going places will like fuel his like imagination. And as a kid, like he would like sometimes veer off to the corner of a room and not talk to anybody. And people's like, "Well, what's wrong with John?" And his mother used to defend him, like, "Relax. This is how he creates.
Just let him be. Let him be."
Right.
I thought that was a good point. Like, because sometimes parents do stifle you. Like, they kind of like I have friends who are like doctors, lawyers, therapists, and they are like more of a creative person, and they wanted to do other things in life, but their parents told them that no, you're going to be either a doctor or a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
None of that artsy shit. That artsy shit don't pay no bills.
Right.
So that big ups to his mom that allowed him to be himself.
That's a fact.
Yeah. No, it's pretty dope, man. And then if you guys tune into it, there's also I forgot what the educator's name is with the brother's name, but it was like
Doctor
he
somebody with the
Dr. Eden.
tight ass fucking pants, damn leggings on.
but it was dope to hear him pretty much translate everything that Lux was saying and to really bring it to the light to show you the bigger picture of everything that Lux has in his riddles and his puzzles and all that. So a real dope conversation, man. If you guys get to go check it out, it's on 15
Big shout
Minutes of
outs to
Fame.
Nicki Knowledge and 15 Minutes of Fame for that.
Yeah, man. Really enjoyed watching it, man. Lux is it's a special kind of character. It's an interesting
You know,
cat.
he deep. And like I said again, he got a story to tell too. And I feel like with those TED Talks, like if you got a story to tell, that's just half the battle.
Right. Well, Lux is just ill because it's like he speaks to those that can hear his rhythm. But I feel like if you're outside of that circle and you're just not hearing those drums and his words, like you might not understand what's really going on at that point in time. So it was really dope for the doctor to really break it down for everyone else who was in the audience who might not be as in tune with battle rap and what Lux has to say to get that bigger message out there to everybody. So it was real dope. Word, man. France, is that it that's going on this week, player?
That's all we got for today, brother. That's all we got.
That's all we got, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with us. Once again, Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast. You got any questions, email us at letstalkbattlerap@gmail.com. Follow the show at LTBR Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Program V. Cece, where can they find you?
Social media everywhere at Cece on air. That's CECE on air. Also on YouTube. And yeah, if you're in Columbus, you can hear me every night, 7 to midnight.
Keep rocking. Keep those brothers in line because we know that music keeps them still. Because you turn that drum off, who knows what the hell's going to happen out there. So thank you, everyone, for rocking with us. Until next time, peace.